Okay, good day, everybody. My name is Todd Standing. I've been having trouble with my live stream, so this is a test. I thought I'd come on for a few minutes and see if anybody shows up just out of the blue, out of nowhere. It's Tuesday, 10 o'clock my time, 9 o'clock Pacific. And yeah, I just thought I'd come on and I'm the man who takes people out into the field and has them live interact with their eyewitness Sasquatch. And this is really a test. Hey, Kyla. So can you hear me? Let's just talk to Kyla. Kyla has lots of awesome questions. I like Kyla. Kyla has a name like a porn star, which is pretty funny. Kyla Cox is her name, C-O-X, but she's not. She's a mother. She looks like a wonderful mother and a very nice lady. Hello, Italy. Oh, and there's Amanda. Thank you. So, yeah, this is just a test. How's it going, Amanda? Did you have any questions for me, Amanda? Because you have so many. Oh, you just sent me. So Amanda just sent me a PhD, and I'm going to talk to him today, Amanda. So, and what's cool, Amanda, I don't know if you know this, but the PhD is a geneticist, and I'm so excited to have a geneticist because, in case people don't know, oh my God, India too? That is so cool. Man, India, Italy, the internet is pretty cool when it works. And this is on my computer, Amanda, and everybody here. This is on my brand new computer with an awesome microphone, and I just had everything tested. And if it sounds great, that's wonderful. Anyways, a geneticist is a huge deal because I wanted to review papers that I already have about the. In case you guys don't know, that there's 19 female mitochondria, human female mitochondria DNA strands, and I was hoping to get DNA. I expect to get DNA this year. I have a plan to specifically get DNA this year. So I'm going to initiate that plan, and some really crazy, awesome things are happening. I have TV shows that I'm working on that have been done, and the TV shows are going to be really cool. Here, I'll even tell you this. So I'll tell you about 3 things that happened on an expedition in the Vancouver area, which there's a spot in Vancouver where the Sasquatch are just awesome. They're so awesome. I want to go out there so much. It's around the Golden Ears area. And I was actually, I know about this area because of one of the most incredible Sasquatch researchers I've ever met, Randy Brisson, helped me in that area, guided me through there. The guy just knows that area like it's ridiculous. Like he just, when you're walking around with Randy Brisson, this is the kind of guy he is. He'll go, yeah, back in 1978, we cut that trail over there, and it goes back over around the mountain and tell the name of the mountains and the hills and stuff. And he says, you know, how it's been abandoned. You need to go there with a chainsaw because about every 50 or 60 yards, there'll be trees knocked over that you should be cutting. And then back in 1984, we built these trails, and then they did that logging, and they abandoned that in 86. And now those trails, and the guy just goes on about every trail, every little spot, every nook and cranny. And I've tested his metal. He knows what he's talking about. Like to have a guide who's literally been there his whole life, boots on the ground, part indigenous, all indigenous, I think, in that he's lived there his whole life. He takes his son out there. John Benenagel and Randy were excellent friends for the last years of John's life. I was able to facilitate that introduction, which I was really proud of. But anyways, I'll tell you this. So this is a spoiler alert. So I took this individual out, and the story is about she's kind of a city girl. I take her way out into the wilderness, and we find all this Sasquatch sign. Not tracks, but busted up rocks, lots of really fresh tree breaks and trees ripped out of the ground, clearly from Sasquatch. And then we hear rocks being busted and thrown. And then we hear chimpanzee-like sounds coming at us. And then as we're sleeping, so we're sleeping in a tent. This is so cool. I can't believe this happened. So we're sleeping in this tent, and the tent sucks. I just bought that brand of tent from Alabama, and I loved it in Alabama. I came here to Canada, I bought the same brand, and for some reason, it was jet black dark with the fly and the tent. It had like this thick black tarpy kind of material. You couldn't see anything out of it, and at night, forget about it. So the other tent, if there's moonlight or any kind of light outside, you could see shadows and stuff approaching, which would have been hugely significant for this expedition because the Sasquatch came up to where our heads were in the tent and started scraping the outside of the tent like this. And you could hear like, so I woke up and I hear this going on for about 30 seconds. And finally, my colleague wakes up with eyes big going, "What's that?" And I go, I don't know what to tell you. Like, there's a guy outside our tent. We're out here in the middle of nowhere scratching the side of the tent, or it's a Sasquatch, you know? So, and you hear it go all the way down, just so slowly and methodically. Pause, back to the top. So she got really upset and was very scared. You couldn't, it was too dark to see, like, and I know that he was scratching the fly, and so I couldn't see indentations because there's about a 1-inch gap between the fly and the tent. So I couldn't see any indentations where the fingers were, unfortunately. And then I was going to get outside the tent, and she got really scared and didn't want me to leave her because she wasn't coming outside the tent, and she didn't want me to leave her alone inside the tent. And I told her, I said, this is what I do. I got to get out. Like, this is immensely important for my discovery. I have to get out. And then she got really upset, started to cry. And then I told her one time, this is the one time I will stay with you and not go outside. So I just opened the tent. The Sasquatch likely left. If I had gone outside, 99% chance he's just would have walked away. But so I didn't get to go outside the tent. And she's aware if that ever happens again, I'm going outside. Like, that's what we do, right? If we're not going to go outside and investigate this stuff, then there's no point. Then the next day, just I saw how the Sasquatch had come in through walking on logs and walking on rocks and heavy ground. So there were no tracks of any significance, but that was pretty significant, I think, to say the least. And that was the last night that we stayed there. We'd been out there for a few nights and really, really acclimated to the area very well. We worked hard to get that interaction by doing all the little things that we do. She's very empathic and connected. And yeah, that was it. So since you guys are here, I'm going to answer a few questions just because I just really appreciate you guys being here. And I'll read through the comments here real quick. Oh, I'm so happy everything's working so great. I was really unhappy. With the show not working very well. Hey, Todd, what's the dream about Bigfoot sitting on people? What's with the dream? It wasn't a dream. So Bigfoot comes, and what happens precisely is, what's happened to me is when you're sleeping, and they've come and sat on me a couple times. This was an ongoing thing. I saw them walk over me once, and then I saw them sit on me a couple times. I'm a deep sleeper, especially when you're up in those mountains. I can sleep pretty deep at times. So, hey, Scotland, can you believe that? Scotland, India, all over North America. Anyways, what the Sasquatch will do, and I know this because I fake slept a couple times, like where I'm almost asleep, but I'm just kind of awake a little bit, like I'm sleeping and wakes. I've got this ability to do that when I practice it. So what happened was I noticed a Sasquatch walk past me. And I just imagined him out there in the bush going, I dare you to walk past him. I walked past him. So he walks past me. And then he goes, he didn't wake up. Okay, so let's walk right over top of him. And then they come and they'll walk right over, like literally step right over top of me. Boop, boop, boop. Not running, walking. Boop, 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 boop. And then I imagine them go in the bush with all the buddies and go, you did it, you did it. I triple dog dare you to go sit your ass on him. And that's the third thing they do. So they walk past you, they walk over you, and then they go sit on you until you wake up. And it's not sitting, though. It's like crunching down and rubbing his butt on you. It's really like, it's funny, isn't it? I think it's hilarious. I know a couple people this has happened to. And I know it happened to Survivor Man. He thought he was dreaming. He wasn't dreaming. There's no way he dreamt that. There's just no way. And when you talk to him about it, when you hear him talk about it, he says, it didn't feel like a dream. It felt like a big butt was like in my face. So, and what's great about that is so I never told anybody that, ever. The only time that came out is when I actually saw the episode of Survivor Man. I'm like, Les, why did you tell me? He's like, well, what's significant is that? Because they do it to me quite regularly. It's just like a little game, a joke they play. So, and that's it. It's somebody asked me, I think last week on the live show, about their humor. That's where I see humor. Like, how else can you see that? Walking past, walking over, and then shoving your ass. And it'll be on your head. Like, it's not on your foot side. It's where you're breathing. He puts his ass there, and just, like, and again, it's not sitting on you. It's like squatting down, and you feel it jiggling on you. You know what I mean? It's like, here's my ass, And I don't know. You can you can make your own opinion about it. But I've had a Sasquatch's ass in my face on multiple occasions, and you gotta laugh. And it's not stinky. So, and Survivor Man did not notice smell. And I'd like to note for the record that when there is a smell, just like with gorillas, it's a dangerous situation. It's because they're stressed and concerned, right? It's because urine is literally dripping out of their pores. With gorillas, you can actually see their pores open and urine come out, and they emit a powerful, acute smell when they feel stress and duress. And I've only ever had that happen less than 5 times to me personally. But I have smelled it where it's not an acute smell. It's an old sour smell. So perhaps they were stressed, or more likely, I believe it's a male running around just kind of like in a rut mode, trying to find females and just being stinky and maybe fighting with other males. I mean, that would make you stressed, right? When you're a Sasquatch running around, you want to fight, you want to scrap with somebody, you want to beat up some other males and show the females how awesome you are. So that would be another situation for it. But the vast majority of the time that I'm interacting with this species, they're not even, they're so in domination of me that they're not really even stressed or angry at me. Like the night with the flare, there was no Sasquatch smell that day. They came down there and owned me, and they weren't there to harm me or hurt me. They had a purpose, a big purpose, and I've talked about that before. So thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. There's another good question. Shout out from Tennessee. God, I love that. Cape Cod. Man, I just think that is so cool, and I'm so happy the sound is good. So again, when you film Jake and Jane, what happened after you filmed, that's all a good story, guys. No, it's never something like that. Like with Jane, a Sasquatch came up behind me and pulled me out of my ghillie suit. And then I never saw them after that. It's as simple as that. I had plenty of battery power. I filmed them throwing a boulder at me. I filmed them throwing a log down the hill at me. My batteries did die eventually, but it wasn't until I was out of Sasquatch habitat. So, Jake, I just have the footage, and it's nothing significant at all. What happened after with Jake simply was I jumped out of my spot to go film him. I thought I had him cornered. So and he jumped out of the spot that he was hiding from and moved away from me. I just never got a clear shot of him. Because while you're running and trying to get focus, it doesn't work, guys. It just doesn't. And so the shot I have, I don't even have a blob squatch. I have like a crazy, crappy shadow. And I never want to blob squatch people. I don't want to be put in that area. If I have a blurry Sasquatch video, I'm just not going to play it. I don't want it. And then what happened with Jake was, this is really cool, and I haven't talked about this a lot, but I had him what I thought cornered. They were never cornered, but I had what I thought Jake was cornered on the top of a mountain. This is right on the top of a mountain, a small area, small by, let's say, 200 yards by 300 yards, so not huge. So it only took me maybe 10 seconds to have him what I thought was cornered. So as I'm approaching him, and I know where he is, I can hear where he is. He's not cornered. He's just standing there. And I walked what I believe was right past the big male Sasquatch. And the reason I know this is because after I walked past him, this male Sasquatch, the big male probably, he scooped through me. So and what I mean by that was if this is me and I'm a human being, so this is the Sasquatch standing there. So what he did was as I was holding my camera, I walked past, I felt a hand on my side, and it just threw me like this. It was even I felt like a push like that with the hand. He did it very gently, but I came off the ground. I must have went 15 feet in the air. I had a very special lens on there. It was almost $30,000 special lens that I destroyed and broken. It took me a year and a half to pay that gentleman for that lens that I busted. But yeah, my camera was wrecked after that, destroyed. So broke the lens, injured me. I limped out of there. I was able to walk it off, but I was limping and hurting. So yeah, they made contact with me, and it was you just can't help it. It plagues me. I had nightmares about how I walked. I know I walked right past the Sasquatch. It was standing right there, right out of Harry and the Hendersons. I believe he was just standing there. I kind of felt it. I felt like but I thought I was feeling Jake's presence, and I felt like a profound presence, but I'm just focused. I wasn't even looking through anywhere but the lens. So the Sasquatch could have been standing right there like this. Hey, how you doing? And I would not have seen him because, believe me, I was focused on where Jake was. I was looking at the shot, trying to get my focus. It's a lot of work to do that, guys. And when you're under that kind of stress, I know everybody's a world champion and amazing, calm, cool, and collected, but I was under immense duress and stress. I felt pain. I hadn't eaten properly in 3 days. I hadn't slept in 3 days. And all I can think of is to get that shot, get that focus. And I walked right past the Sasquatch. I'm sure of it. And he just scooped through me. I can't express how gently he did that to me. So gentle. He could have smashed me. He could have thrown me right off the mountain. And even to know that the edge of the mountain was over here, and he threw me where it was long. So there was no chance I was falling off the mountain. Like if he'd have tossed me, if he'd been on the other side and tossed me the other way, I would have went right off a cliff. Sorry, I have my little niece behind me. So, but anyways, so that's my show for today. Just a quick little 15 minutes. I'm really excited because now we got an awesome new show. I know it stresses me and Amanda to fill out. So this is the way I'll do the show forevermore. I'll never do the show any other way. Just beautifully like this. And look at all the comments and stuff. You guys are so awesome. Thank you so much. Such good things happening this year, guys. I'm so excited. So I hope you're doing well in this crazy time with COVID. Amanda says that is very unusual sound and one that could not produced without that kind of fabric. Interesting. Is there something going on? Anyways, let's talk, Amanda. You can send me an update because I really want to make, if there's rubbing sound or something, I really want to make it great. So this is the whole point of this, was to make sure the sound is amazing. So I want to get that nice and straight. Maybe they require a human scent on their rear ends. I would love to hear theories about that stuff, though. You know, that's a funny thing to say. Off the top of my head, it sounds hilarious. Wouldn't that be interesting, though, if they were getting the scent? Because they're so scent-orientated. Man, they can smell great. I've seen it. Their sense of smell is amazing, spectacular. It's very, very clear to me. So I love theories like that, though, guys. That's the most important thing to do on these shows, is to say stuff like that, even if it sounds crazy. Maybe they want your scent on their butts. Maybe, and it's something that'll be in my head and something I'll be thinking about when I'm on expedition, when I'm up with expeditioners. It's these little cues that can lead to significant forward movement in this discovery. We need to make this discovery. That's why we're here. It's the discovery of Bigfoot. I am a Sasquatch researcher. I'm a full-time 100% Sasquatch researcher. That's all I do is research Sasquatch. That's my job. Thanks to you guys watching these videos, making donations, buying my movies, I don't know, watching the YouTube channels, letting the commercials play. Yeah, so thank you so much for your support, guys. It really means a lot to me. And there'll be a live show tomorrow. All new footage will be featured in the upcoming doc. And there is new footage and stuff. So I have the new footage, and it's a distribution company affiliated with Warner Brothers and Netflix that paid for the California expedition, so they own that footage, and rightly so. And I will not deceive and deny them. I'm not going to be dishonest and start putting footage out that's not done yet. And then there's more footage in Discovering Bigfoot 2. Even Discovering Bigfoot Part 2 is kind of all done in the queue. And then there you go. So that's right. Amanda knows everything. And now there'll be anything new from this past last year, which is some good stuff, not footage, but some really good interactions. That's awesome. Good girl. And so there's lots of really good new stuff coming. So what happened to the video, the top of the head of Survivor Man filmed? Kirk, it's there. It's done. The video is, Kirk, that video is so awesome. It's so awesome. There's a video I did on my YouTube channel that talks about that, where I match up Jake's head. It's not Jake. There's no way that's Jake. He's way too small. It's not Jake, but the fact that head shape matches Jake, and there's no horns, there's no ears up there. Man, isn't that significant? I can't believe the stuff that's happened. That's all true. Like, that is so. Survivor Man was at the top of the mountain where I've had the most interactions. We heard Sasquatch screams, rock knocking, Sasquatch tracks, and filmed the top of the head with Sasquatch. Like, come on, guys. This happened with Survivor Man. Like, this is history. This discovery is moving forward. Get excited. This is just the tip of the iceberg. And that happened way back in 2015? It's 2021. That Todd Standing is nowhere near as advanced as this one is. Every year I spend thousands of hours researching this. hundreds of days out in the wilderness, in the bush, hiking around and researching. So we're really at a new level. Things are improving. And I don't know where it is, Kirk. I have so many videos. It's not a live video, just but it can't be terribly hard to find. I think it's. Oh, you know what? It says TV show films, Sasquatch, something like that. I can't say Survivor Man because Discovery Channel and History Channel and everybody owns the right of it. So, yeah, so that's awesome. Dana Ross, if you made a donation of $100, I'm giving you a phone call today. So. Oh no, where's the beard? I know, guys. There's personal things going on. How do monkeys have the best smell? So much to learn, huh? And you know, I'm so interested in William mentions howler monkeys, and I'm so interested in monkeys, gorillas, chimpanzees, orangutans, because these behaviors that they do are so similar. Sasquatch is like behaviors of humans and primates, and I combine them, and it's even understanding that Sasquatch is a cold weather primate, and they live at altitudes, and maybe a monkey that's cold weather, because gorillas are very tropical or subtropical. So yeah. Anyways, lots of good stuff. Dana Rose, I really will give you a call. If it was on Patreon, I'll go find it right now. And I really appreciate that. Those donations make a huge difference, guys, in my life. If you're passionate about the discovery of Sasquatch, like so many people are. Oh, it's Dan Rose. Sorry, Dan Rosa. If you're passionate about the discovery of Sasquatch, that is our life's long hope, determination. Amanda, Phil, Survivor Man, all my expeditions I could just name. You know, James that I'm working with, Darren that I'm working with, Matt and his dad Bob, and just the list goes on and on. Like Jonathan and Cody and all of us, we work so hard. We're so dedicated to this discovery. It means so much to us. And you guys are awesome for your support. Thank you so much. I'm going to end the stream, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, just tomorrow. So be back Wednesday. It's 6 p.m. It's 6 p.m. Pacific. This is my beautiful niece. And we're all going to say bye-bye, everybody. And we'll see you tomorrow, okay? Right? See you tomorrow. Okay. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.